Welcome to NuffTalk podcast. This is your girl Lex. You know, I'm always giving you the best of the best and the real of the real. But today we come for talk. And as you know, I have my lovely host with me, Sash. Hey girl.
Hey girl, hey.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm happy to be here at NuffTalk podcast. Lit, clock it.
So there's been a lot happening in dancehall, as we know.
Too much.
There's
But I'm here for it.
A lot of clashing going on with a lot of people.
Clashing, connecting, talking, communicating.
No,
Yeah.
it's more rough on
We're
that
not.
side.
I was trying to polish it up, but the look on both you guys' faces is we're like, nah.
No. We're at a really tough place right now.
We're okay. We're tussling.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guys are tussling.
The guys are tussling. I
Lyrically.
like that sometimes.
Lyrically.
I like a lyrical
Yeah.
tussle.
You know, bring dancehall back to where it needs to be.
Yeah.
So of course we want to make sure we bring an expert to the table. So today we have Gaza Prince.
Yes,
Prince
aka
music.
Prince Music.
Prince Music. What do
Thank
you want
you
to
for
be called?
coming.
Prince Music or Gaza Prince?
I mean, anyone that call, like
I like Gaza Prince.
Gaza Prince is what I know.
feel like Gaza Prince just flows. Like
Yeah.
it sounds like some fly shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can explain why I don't. I mean, that's a whole different story there too. So
we got time if you
We-
want to
yeah, we
get
got a lot of
into
time,
it. We got
right.
some time.
yeah,
So, if those who don't know, Gaza Prince is a well-known YouTuber, producer, DJ, specifically in the New York City area and, of course, in the Caribbean. If you don't know his track record, I mean, go to YouTube. It's there.
Oh, you could Google it. Just Google it.
Google him.
Google.
Google him, okay?
He said to
Period.
Google him,
Google
guys.
him, yeah.
He said to Google him.
Enough talk will be Googleable sooner or later.
Yep.
All right. So let's just get right into it, right? So, like I said, you're a DJ. Hear me.
Aye.
You're a DJ. You're a producer.
Yep.
Are you a formerly YouTuber or you still do YouTube?
No, I don't.
You don't.
No,
do
not
okay.
at all.
So how did you get started in that space? So let's start off from 2008, 2009. Set the scene. Like, how did you get involved?
2008. That was in my freshman year of high school. So,
Okay. In New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
For
Okay.
first time in America too, as well. Like,
Oh wow.
so it was just me and
That's
my
tough.
just me and my laptop that my mom gifted me. Thank you.
Where did you come
Thank
from?
you, Mom. You helped a lot of us.
Yeah, big up yourself.
I'm
Where
from-
did you
I
come
love
from
you.
to New York?
A lot of people think I'm Jamaican, but I'm not. I'm strictly Guyanese, straight from South America side. But yeah, I'm Guyanese.
That's
For
cool.
all who
Big
don't
up
know,
Guyana. My
Good.
baby's oxtail chicken curry.
5'9" Yeah, 5'9" So, but a lot of people don't know that because you know
way
I
how
don't
you
do.
rap.
Yeah,
Right, they see you in the dancehall space
Yeah,
and they just
that's
assume
all.
you're
Like,
oh, you're
Jamaican.
Jamaican, whatever.
Right.
yeah, but I'm strictly Guyanese. So, but I have my closest friends and peeps are Jamaican.
Jamaican.
Okay.
So,
So, 2008, 2009, you came from Guyana. All you had is a laptop, and you're like, all right, what am I going to do? How did you get started into... Well, first of all, we got to also remember, LimeWire done out. LimeWire was done, okay?
Yeah.
The people wasn't getting no music. We wasn't getting anything. So, how did you venture into that YouTube scenery?
I started like from tender age, like cause I used to buy like the CDs and stuff. Like any new music, I would go in the record store to see what's new this week and what's I would just buy it on the CD. Then we put it like in the media player on your what you call it, desktop. So from which it was in Guyana, then I came over here, and I just started seeing LimeWire. That's the only way to get music those
Right.
times. LimeWire and FrostWire.
FrostWire, yes.
So,
We're
yeah,
taking
that's
that
a lot of people that are watching us have no clue
They
what we're
have
talking
no
about.
clue what that is, but LimeWire
Google
was
it.
the
I'm not
place
about to
to
put
be.
y'all on because I went through
Right.
hell. Google it.
so like
Yeah, a lot of viruses.
So like
Yeah,
my
like,
first
no.
song I ever like actually upload on YouTube, it was like Movada Gal Over Gun. Like
Oh, really?
Wow.
that's my first ever song.
What
like,
made you do that? Like, what
Because
made you...
just one day I just because then when you used to want new music, you just put in like Movada 2009.
Right.
And all the new songs would come up. Like that's what I just wanted to do, and I just started. First, my name was Gaza Talk, now Gaza Prince. It's like
I faintly remember that.
So I used to still be in high school. So as soon as I finished high school, as soon as I finished like classes every day, I used to run home just to see what's new on FrostWire. So
I think we all did that too.
Wow. What high school did you go to?
I went to Tilden High School.
That's in
in
Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn?
Yeah, till
Okay.
Blue
Big up the
Devils.
Brooklyn Tugs them.
Nah, we love
yeah.
Brooklyn.
Big Bronx,
Bronx,
though.
you know, Bronx and Brooklyn, you know, we're cousins
We're
that love each
frenemies.
other.
Yeah.
We're cousins that love each other, and
That's
we
true.
won't let anyone else talk smack about y'all.
Yeah.
Only we can.
Only we can.
So you're good.
You have a point there too. You have a point there. You have a
Yeah,
point
yeah.
there.
Like if I go outside of New York and
Right.
people are talking smack about Brooklyn,
I'm like, actually,
whoa,
you don't
not
even
too
know.
much on Brooklyn, not too
right.
much on
Not
Queens,
too much.
But if I'm
Yep.
in New York and I'm with my Brooklyn
I'm-
friends,
yeah, I'm
and they're
Bronx
like,
all
"Well,"
day.
I'm like, Brooklyn, boo."
Yeah,
But yeah,
big Bronx all
this-
day.
Yeah.
Okay, so that leads me into all right. I don't know if FrostWire disappeared, but I know LimeWire was done, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
It
how
was.
did you get music? Like I always wanted to know how was people getting music when LimeWire was done? Because it was you, JJ Everfast,
Dancehall Doughboy,
and
Akam
Akam,
Entertainment.
yeah, a bunch of people.
Yeah,
Where was
Ratty
y'all getting
Shit.
music from?
Basically, like the artists actually see what's going on online on YouTube. So, like the first artist I ever reached out to me was Charlie Blacks. That was like 2009. Yeah, 2000 on
Yeah,
Twitter.
he had a very prerogative song.
Yeah, in 2000, 2009. I will never forget that day. I still have the DM right here. Like,
Really?
yeah, I still do. Like, until this day, me and him,
Mad close.
like, yeah, but that's
Okay.
my boy. But
So they were directly
yeah,
sending out music.
producers, artists, and stuff. Yeah, they actually sent us to the email.
Oh wow!
So you were kind of like on their what we would call now like a
PR
media list.
Yeah.
Basically,
music-
like,
a music
like
list,
a music
right?
blast. Like, for example, 21st Happiness. Like, we used to get music from them also.
Really?
Yeah, Johnny Wonder and all those guys. Like,
Did
used
they
to
did they pay y'all at any point? in time?
Nah, like,
No.
no.
That's how they was
like,
taking
it's just
advantage.
so when they pick up what we're doing, like, yeah, they like cut all that. So,
Oh,
yeah.
there's because YouTube was paying
Yeah.
y'all, right? Oh yeah, they said fuck y'all.
Okay.
They said
got
YouTube
it.
was paying y'all. Now
Yeah,
you're bugging.
So you're
we
bugging.
can make our own
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah. We're cutting in.
Yep.
So all of that happened, and how did that catapult your career? Like, cause you were just doing YouTube at the time, right?
Yeah.
How
I
did
was
that
just-
like transition?
I was
to
just a
other
guy
things?
behind the laptop, to be honest. Like, I wasn't being outside. Like, I was doing that. Like, and it just blows up. Like, everybody just know. If I'm saying one person know I'm from, like, living in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn,
yeah,
from
like,
Guyana.
So all that just skyrocket, like, from there. Skyrocket.
Did you start as a DJ or a producer first, or Corey? Like, what was your
Right.
first role? You would say
I would say DJ.
DJ. Okay, then
Because
what?
just high school used to DJ for the high school and stuff like
For
that.
the parties in high school.
Yeah, and then the basement parties.
parties,
Like,
so that-
all that.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
Okay, I feel like the basement party, the afties, like that whole
That was
like
different. That was
a true
era.
test.
And I'm talking about like maybe let me say I might expose my age a little bit. Like 2007, 8, 9, 10.
Those
like
eras was-
those eras, I feel like those were, and I feel like we didn't even know
Yeah.
that those were like
Yeah.
the eras that was moving the needle.
Yeah.
Those are the
Yeah.
eras that was like literally we're evolving. And I do understand that now in like 2023, 2024,
Yep.
25, there's a whole generation that are saying that now. Like
That's
what
true.
the way we feel, the way we felt in 2007, right? 2008, 10, 9, whatever. We were like, oh shoot, dancehall music is moving. You got
Right.
Sean Paul Get Biz, we got Vibes Cartel, we got Movado,
and that time,
we got
and that time was in the pinnacle of the war with Gaza and Gully. So
Yes,
it's like,
yes.
I think that with the war with Gaza and Gully,
That's
I
was a
think that
different-
really brought dancehall
To-
to the forefront.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really made people who wasn't listening to dancehall maybe listen to
wouldn't say
reggae.
dancehall, I would say clashing.
The clashing.
I would say that would brought our generation more into clashing because we were exposed to clashing,
but not like that.
but not
No,
like that.
I
feel
agree, not like that.
Gaza
I
versus
agree,
Gully
not
was
like
like
that.
Like,
it was like
a lot
a
It was a big
pause.
thing. People were you know what it was? It was like East Coast versus West Coast when it came to
Yes.
Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah,
It's just,
yeah,
it was really the same thing. The only difference is Tupac is from the West, Biggie's from the East, but
Right.
Movado and Vibes Cartel are
Yeah.
both from Jamaica,
Right.
but they're from two different
and a
sides.
lot of people our age didn't know about Sting those times. So,
Exactly.
No, they
so
didn't
that
have
was
to
the
know
first,
about Sting.
alright,
Our
Sting,
first exposure to
yeah,
Sting.
Actually, I would say that I'm a person that, as a Jamaican, before Vibes Cartel and Movado, I really didn't have an idea what
Really?
Sting was, right? My family's from the countryside,
Right.
they're Christian, the ones that are not, they're doing whatever. So it wasn't necessarily for me, I wasn't really exposed to too
Right.
much Sting
yeah,
before
yeah.
2007.
That's
I wasn't
correct.
going to Sting,
Yeah.
and I didn't know nobody that
You
was
didn't
going. The
even
people that were
know.
going, they weren't telling me that they were going.
Like I knew of Sting, I knew of everything else, but I feel like the clashing part, I feel like that's when I became a Gaza girl 2009, because it was like a big explosion.
So you became
Like,
a Gaza girl too.
2009.
I feel like I became a Gaza girl 2007 when Tech Buddy came out, and I just felt like I remember literally
Tech Buddy's way before that.
No, well, I got Tech Buddy 2006
I had no
or
business
2007,
listening to that.
I believe, because that's when it came out 06, and I think I got onto 07.
Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause it took a while
if I'm
back
not
then
mistaken,
for
we
it to
could look
come
it
out.
up. I believe it came out 2007. If
I think so.
You clocked me,
You're
but
probably
I
right.
believe it
You're
came out
probably right.
It probably came out
2007.
earlier because I feel like back then, because
Well, you know
prior
what?
to
Good old
YouTube,
Google.
It didn't
we
have-
weren't. I remember being like, I want to say, like 7 years old, going to Jamaica, and this when the Gypsy rhythm had came out, and it was popping OD in Jamaica. But when I
Okay,
came up to
remember.
New York, nobody was
Nobody,
talking about it. But that's before YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
learned about Gypsy, and I know that we are, if you don't know this, but we're a different age group. I'm a little older than my sis, but Gypsy, girl.
No, not saying I didn't know about it, but I'm saying like
I learned
there
about
was
Gypsy on Bronxwood Avenue. On
there was no
Bronxwood.
connection. Like if they weren't sending the CDs up here, we wouldn't know what was coming out.
Well, I agree, but what I will say from a different perspective, around whatever 2008, 2009, right? I was going to school on Bronxwood Avenue. Shout out, Our Lady of Grace. I was going to school there, and
son went there.
Moody's. Clock it, I didn't know that.
Yes, he did for kindergarten.
Yeah, I graduated from there.
Really?
Yeah, big up Our Lady of Grace. Okay,
We're just girls.
So, up the street, you know, Bronxwood, up the 2-3 blocks is White Plains Road, right? And Moody's was up the block, and that's how we.
That was the distribution
That's how
center.
the it would go from
Okay.
Moody's, and it would come down
the street
to Barnes,
to the
Bronxwood,
Maximas, to the
Our Lady of
Corolla.
Grace,
Okay.
to the day. So that's how
fine.
I would get to the music. And then when I got to high school, there was bootlegging was a thing.
Yeah.
Bootlegging was at all my
The DJ
actually
Kenny
still have
mixes.
CDs to this day in my house from 2007, 2008, 2009, straight
Yeah.
off of White Plains Road from 241st to 33rd to 22nd by straight just being on the corner. And I remember
Right.
I used to, that was a thing. Like you wanted to hear the music. I know you guys, you say you went to Frostwire, LimeWire. I was
Even
just,
MySpace too. Like
Yeah,
MySpace
MySpace,
was. I would
yeah.
walk out of Our Lady of Grace, and I would walk 3 blocks down from Bronxwood to White Plains Road,
right.
and I would before you hit Moody's, there was a bootleg man before you
Right,
hit
on the
Moody's,
floor
and the
with
bootleg
the-
man would stop you before
with
you
the-
get to
with the-
Moody's, because guess what? The
You
bootleg
got
man is
no
half
track,
off,
bro.
and
Yeah.
Moody's is 20, but the bootleg man
Yeah,
is
he
10.
said, "Listen,
And guess
this-
who you was going with?
10.
The bootleg
I was
guy.
going with the 10, depending on who you were. There are
okay.
some artists that I was such a fan of,
Like,
that,
I'ma
and
buy
I didn't
your
even know
music.
anything about music, that I was like, nah, I gotta go into the store and I need it official. Because at them times too, it's like if you wore fake Pradas and fake Gucci's back then, and you corny. Like you don't want to have the fake Jay-Z album, you
Right,
want the
right.
fake
Nobody
Vibe
would-
Cartel, you want to
That's
have the
right.
official shit. Like
The
yo, bro,
official
listen,
one.
Jay, I got this, you whatever.
Right,
So it
right.
was like a staple at that time. So I feel like that's how my generation at that time, how we got introduced to dancehall
Music,
records, because
yeah.
there's no streaming platform.
There wasn't.
There's
True.
you're literally on the street. That's how
Or
you hear the
whoever
music.
brought it up. Like I said, when I came from Jamaica, the gypsy rhythm was hot. But then when I came up here, I'm like, why y'all not listen to that?
Yeah.
But again, then that transitioned to YouTube. YouTube came out, what, like 2004?
I'm not sure.
But people wasn't even doing
But no,
stuff like
people
that at that
wasn't-
time.
Yeah,
it was a couple years later. So to know that it evolved that much, and now like we're getting music through social media, through
every-
Instagram, TikTok, like you name it. Like hell, they calling us and they producing it online.
Yeah,
Like,
right,
You know?
right.
So that brings me more into the clash culture, right? Because we kind of touched a little bit about Gaza versus Gully, and there's plenty other clashes that happened back then.
Yeah.
But I want to focus on more of like the ones that are more.
That was the I think
Not
that
mainstream,
was
but,
right.
like,
that was the one for our
present,
generation.
right.
Yeah, that was the
really
forefront
that
to
was the
be,
forefront. It literally, like I
Right.
said, I feel like Vibes Cartel and Mavado clashing.
Yeah, those two
and I
legends
guess
right
maybe
there.
those two legends. I feel like
Yeah.
that really brought dancehall music. If dancehall music was at a level C, it went to a B,
Right.
straight off of that. And I think maybe we can explain what is a clash for those who are listening
Right,
who have
like, what is
no idea
clashing?
what is clash.
Clash is like, okay, in American terms, like a rap battle. So
Yeah,
basically,
okay.
like, dissing each other.
And
what's
we
not.
started it, just to put it out there.
That's true. That's true. That's all reggae.
We started
You know,
it.
listen.
But
Let me,
not lie.
hold on. Let me say something real quick. Y'all know that Jamaica. Okay, Jamaica is like the root. I say this all the time, and
Yeah,
I don't care if
with
you say I'm biased
everything.
or not. Jamaica is the root of all things great.
And you're Jamaican by association. I don't care what
Okay,
you say.
right. Jamaica is the root of all things great. I do feel like Jamaica and New York, not to clock it too much, are like the capital of the world. You know, we start
are.
the trends. We start the trends, and they follow
Everybody
up.
follows suit. Yup.
Everybody follows up. So I feel like when it came to the whole clashing thing, especially in New York, there were people
That's where
literally.
battleground rapping came from.
Yeah.
No, that's where
The
battleground.
guy
Yeah.
who started hip hop is Jamaican.
Yeah, Hello, shout
and
out
he
to
started it where?
DJ Cool in the Bronx.
Okay.
Where we at right now?
In the
In the
Bronx.
Bronx.
Okay.
Right. Come on now. So I feel like the clashing with Vibes Cartel and Movado, it definitely, as we said, it brought dancehall music to the forefront. If you were sleeping on dancehall music, you got up. If you weren't paying attention, you started to pay attention. And it's similar to like Afrobeats. A lot of people weren't necessarily listening to Afrobeats or paying attention
Like it
to
was
it.
out,
But when the
but it
record
exploded.
started moving,
Exactly.
and the music is, music is subjective, right? There might be a song that you two might like and I won't like, but there might be something we all like, and it takes us back to it. Like I always say, music is therapeutic. It's a time machine.
Exactly.
So I feel like even now thinking about the Clash, I'm thinking about 2006, 2007. Oh, I was in high school. I was doing this. I'm thinking about every moment that happened from that time. So as you said, clashing is basically what we say in America, a rap battle, right? And how people interact, or I should say communicate with clashing, is you make a record, right? And your record, you're dissing me, right?
Right. So I want to stop there though. What separates a clash from a diss? Because diss records,
They're not the same.
In my opinion, I feel like it's a little bit different.
Because
I think
in hip hop,
not to cut you, I think a clash is like the stage
lyrical
presence.
Yeah.
Only? Or is that a factor?
I feel like a diss is like I'm trying to hurt you type
like
shit.
in a song.
Like I'm gonna come for your family.
That's
like,
how I look at it too.
Well, because so let me say this: American rap battles are very nasty,
They're
right?
disgusting.
They talk
I
about
don't
people's
feel like
family.
clashing does
They
that.
talk about the dead. They talk about the living. They get real. They get real American. Shout out my American people, love y'all, but they get real low.
They get nasty.
right?
Like, they talk
there's
about your
certain
dead
things as a
grandmother that's
Caribbean,
not even dead yet.
And I think certain things as Caribbeans, as Jamaicans, or there's certain things in a clash that some artists they will not touch on just out of respect for who we are.
Yeah.
We
That's
were raised
true.
as you
Like,
know what.
it wasn't
If
that
me and you
deep.
was beefing, I'm not talking about your family. Your
Right.
mom, your uncle, your kids have nothing to do with this. I feel like America has now, I've heard some American raps and they are talking about the nitty gritty people, the whole dirty
be
life,
stuff
your
that you be
grandmother that
like,
died in
hey,
97.
hey.
They're talking about the kid that you never had. All this other stuff that I feel like, okay, is it drama or is it the art of lyricism?
I think that those type of clashes and this is just those personal to each
Yeah,
other.
I feel like it's deeper
They're
than what it
avoiding
is.
not killing each other, so they're taking it to the record.
I mean, but they
okay.
end up doing it anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. All right.
But you see, the difference with clashing too is the dub plates.
Yeah.
That's where the people them get their money from. If you don't know,
That's
look
true.
it up. But I feel like with dub plating and stuff like that, with like sound clashes, that's where it gets more creative. I feel like that's where it makes clashing versus diss songs, because you're not getting a dub plate diss song in America. We're not
Agreed.
doing that.
That's true.
You're not
That's
doing
true.
that,
That's
right?
true. That's
I feel
true.
like with dub plates, like the artists them have to be a little creative, and some of them are really don't even know who they doing dub plates for. They just do this. How much you paying? All right, cool.
Cause they just want.
Whereas for this song, like that's a personal vendetta against you type shit. So you know that kind of brings it a little bit more to like the stage now, right?
Yeah.
So now you have the dub plates. Now we know what clashing is, right? But then we have Sting, Sumfest, and even like more commercialized Red Bull Culture Clash. So why do people? Well, at least back then, because now I feel like, no offense to Sting, but I feel like it kind of got watered down. I feel like I love Amari, to a certain extent, Queenie, but I feel like once they brought them on Sting, it kind of just like took away
Changed the dynamics.
Yeah, and not even just changed dynamics. I feel like it just went to a Poppy Show thing, right? So
Yeah, I feel like it brought drama into it. I don't know Sting
Not
to
even
necessarily
drama,
be
like-
drama. I thought it was about the art of music, lyricism, the beat, delivery,
There was no
things of
lyrics
that
in
nature.
that,
That's what I'm
though.
saying. That, and I just feel like with those people, it took away from that. Prior
Right,
to
yeah.
Sting, people will watch Sting right for the live band, which not for nothing. A lot of American artists and artists from other countries, they cannot perform with a live band.
Yeah,
right.
that's
There,
true.
dancehall artists are out here. They're performing with a live band. I'm talking about drums, piano,
Every
backup singer,
instrument,
dancer,
everything.
every instrument, right? So I feel like when you bring drama, social media personality, content creators,
It
all
don't-
that
it
thing,
don't hit the
it's not
same.
it's not
It's
giving
not. It's really
the
not,
Sting
though.
culture.
Right.
No, it's really
so
not.
what did it mean for artists to survive Sting? Because before the influencer topic, what did it mean for them to survive? Like, what do you think artists needed to be present? Like, and in my opinion, I feel like the YouTube presence also had to be up there. Like, they had to know who you are, and then you had to prove it. What you think?
I don't think so, because I didn't even know Kip Rich used to clash, and I see Kip Rich and Tony Matron like
Right.
go at it, and like lyrical war on stage. So it's like you gotta really prove yourself to make sure people
Like,
actually,
make a stamp.
You have to make that stamp. Like I leave that stamp right there, and by the time I walk out this
Y'all
game
gonna remember my
today,
name.
they're gonna learn about me today. Like,
Okay.
you gotta make that name for yourself right there. To be honest, like.
So with clashing, right? So we have lyrical clashes, then we have sound clashes. So I don't know too much about that. So I do have family, and they did a lot of clashing, sound clashing specifically. But now we have something called the Red Bull Culture Clash. I don't have the historical context on how long it's been out, but do you feel like Red Bull Culture Clash is doing a positive thing or a commercialized thing?
Actually, I think it's really positive because it put, especially like the dancehall up front there. People love to see that. So remember the UK one with Spice and Nowhere Reach Your Feelings and all
Right,
That
right.
shit, that was
really-
this year, right?
I think so.
That was this
Right?
year. There was
Yeah.
Spice and
Yeah,
that was
Spice,
this year. And,
Noah,
yeah.
Moa.
Yeah.
That shit was
So it's like
crazy.
It was
They bring that
crazy.
energy, and people want to see that energy.
Energy.
They had Sister Nancy.
Yeah, so it's
Sister
like,
Sister Nancy is an icon.
The Red- yeah,
oh my!
the Red Bull- the Red Bull Clash
wilding if
is
I was
really-
seeing her.
That
Yeah,
shit
that's-
was like Spice spending her blood clot money.
Yeah,
like
big
she
Spice,
spent
big
her
up
money.
yourself. Yeah, for
But
sure.
I feel like some people feel like it gets too watered down, but I feel like because Red Bull Culture Clash, in my opinion, I don't know if it's just in the UK, but the UK knows how to keep Jamaican culture.
remember
present.
UK is big on dancehall.
Yes,
Yes.
UK
yes.
They don't play.
Right.
The
I feel like
UK
they're so authentic and they're transparent where when it
Yeah,
comes to
the-
New York sometime, it's a little watered
Yeah,
down.
UK,
it's a
yeah.
little bit of it's a little like polished up. Versus
Yeah,
the
like
UK is like,
tropical
nah, this shit is
sound.
raw, authentic.
Nah.
What you see is what you get. And I
UK.
feel like America, maybe not New York, America, when it comes to dancehall, we polish it up
We
for
get the
whatever
tropical
reason.
rhythm,
Yeah, we
the-
get we get the safe
UK
shit.
is-
The
UK
UK
the
like
raw-
this is giving
UK
that raw,
gritty.
authentic,
Raw
transparent.
dancehall,
Like this is dancehall.
Yeah.
And I feel like not for nothing. I feel like that adds to what dancehall really is. It's a
No, for
reminder
real.
to what dancehall is. Dancehall is raw. It's authentic.
It's raw.
It's in your face.
Exactly.
It's bold. It's aggressive. We're not beating around the bush, which Jamaican people, right?
Yeah.
Caribbean people on the whole,
Right.
New York people on the whole. So I just feel
That's
like
true.
that makes it relatable.
I think that's the art of dancehall is that there's so many different pieces to it, but clashing is what keeps that grittiness. Like it keeps
Yeah.
you like hungry to like, oh, I want to hear
And you
more.
don't even know when a clash is going to be. Like, okay, obviously for the last clash,
Yeah, the
right?
Tommy
Lee
versus Masicka.
versus Masicka. What do you
What's your thoughts on that?
think on that?
So before we can
Oh,
talk some of the points though. So it's Tommy Lee versus Masicka. There's other people in there for those who don't know. Like Joshi,
Rhino.
Rhino, yes.
Devin the
Sean
Doctor.
Storm and
Oh,
many
yeah,
people.
Devin.
Sean
Shout
Storm,
out.
I feel like he probably won, itch, scratch, pitch, patch, but with some points is that Tommy Lee holds the highest views of Clash records, so his has a little bit higher than everyone else's. Strong viral beats.
You want to know why?
Why is that?
With that,
Tell me why, please. I
Yeah,
want to know.
highly approved because he used a smart way. He do the video with the song, so it's like people want to see
See
visuals.
what he's saying.
Yes.
Okay.
People want, and if you look
This
at the
is-
video, like I said, I had this big commotion on Facebook and what's not with when it comes to this. Like, Tommy Lee know what he was doing because people want to see the visual. Remember, people not understanding the words he's saying, but with the visuals,
Right.
like, if you watch it now, like
You can see it.
he's
see
saying
it.
everything and he's
And doing exactly,
So
okay.
that's
So
why
you feel like that was his angle.
That's
I think
how
that's
you
what
won
I
the
think.
crowd.
That's how you run. Yeah, that's.
So what
that's how
about
it is.
Masicka? So for the viewpoints on this, Masicka's No Clash song is below 500,000. Like they're moving up to that. They have strong fan retention. And Vain is actually in the top record, so that's like leading that. So how do you feel Masicka performed in
Masicka
this?
performance, like I said, I won't say I hate Masicka. Always rate Masicka. He's a great artist and what's like I said, and like I'm telling people, with Masicka, I know Masicka before he was even Masicka. Like I know him before like Go Hard and Done days, like those mixtape days. Like the Clash, right? What he did recently, he didn't show his full potential.
So
But why
I
do you
hear
think
a
that?
lot of
But
people
why,
say
though?
that.
I don't know. I think I don't. To be honest, I don't know. But I wish you would have. See, the same way you would.
Like, do you feel like he was holding back?
I think so. Cause look from back then when you used to attack Idonia, you used to go wicked on
That's
Idonia.
true.
Like
That's definitely true.
he used to say whatever come to his mind. Like
Okay,
like-
so okay.
do you think it has to do with? Are you gonna?
Go ahead.
I feel like you don't,
No. Ask your question. I'll go after you.
Do you think it has to do with him not repping Gaza, but out of respect of cartel?
I'm not sure.
I don't-
Like
I
I
don't
said,
think
it's
so.
so much shit is happening
behind the scenes? Yes,
That's
so much
true.
shit happening
Most people
behind the
don't
scenes
know,
that we
so
can't
it's
talk
like-
about.
Right.
To be honest, I like the Clash though.
Yeah.
I like it. But
Do you think that? So I've heard that before. So I think it was in when 438 came out. I told you this in 2021. That was
to get it right. To the Masicka fans that bashing me on Facebook, say I hate Masicka. Listen,
Clear your name. Clear your name.
every Masicka song I always like.
Masicka
Like I
know how
said,
to make
all
it hit.
I'm saying is when it comes to the Clash thing, he's not showing his full potential.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
I think I can agree with that as a Masicka fan. I would say I became a fan of Masicka when 438 was released, right? Prior to 438, I liked Masicka's music. Was I a fan? No. I think there's two different things between liking your music, liking a song,
And
right?
being a fan.
And being a fan,
That's
right?
true.
Being a fan is a supporter. I'm with you from your caterpillar until you get to
Yeah.
your butterfly, right? So I feel like I had interviewed him at the 438 listening event.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
I've kind of and that was a point where I was just like pivoting, and I didn't even realize I was pivoting
Really?
from
Right.
more like the R&B rap space to more of the dancehall space.
Okay.
And I feel like and I love what happened in the Clash for the culture, but I do agree with you. I feel like Masicka was
Yeah,
holding
like,
back.
he was holding
and I
back,
don't know
like-
why.
Like he has it in him.
I don't know
but
why.
What's the reason?
Maybe I might know why, but I won't
Masicka
say.
as a war
but
angel. He
Well,
and
that's how he came out, basically.
Like, yeah, and Clay the career, like Shandizi, like all these guys, like people just go back and listen to these songs.
And then you see why.
like,
Okay. And I think people probably won't agree with you because they got so used to, they got comfortable with
I mean, a
Masicka.
lot of his fans now is new fans. Yeah,
He
it's not
even
his-
said that,
it's
though,
new
in
fans.
the
It's like,
song.
A lot of his fans right now only know whites. To be honest,
Huh?
white song.
Oh,
that's
right,
a lot
right,
of
right,
a lot of his new
right.
fans. That's all they
Doesn't
know. So
know.
it's like they don't know. So when it's him and Tommy going back and forth now, it's just like
I think they're too comfortable with him, like, because
Yeah.
He said it in the song though. He
He's
said
been
but
mad
truth
calm.
he said what they think I'm lame. Truth I'm quiet, and not for
It's
nothing.
It's not even about being quiet. I think people just got comfortable with him making just hit records.
But no, he
And
has
that's
been
Clash.
quiet though. He's been laid back. He doesn't do interviews like that. He doesn't do a lot of public appearances. He doesn't do club
dropped
appearances.
hits and keep
He
it
dropped
pushing.
hits. He's very low key, similar to like how Alkaline's formula is. He's
No,
pretty low
Alkaline
key.
is a whole nother level. Alkaline she pop in and pop out.
No, and that's what I'm saying. If you look at Masicka and you look at Alkaline when it comes to popping in, popping out interviews, doing club appearances, they're very similar.
That's
you
true,
know,
yeah.
they're not like out here like that, right? And when I heard him in the song say, "Yo, y'all think that I'm not like that because I don't really be rah rah and I don't really," and people
telling you,
like
man,
that.
Yeah.
like-
People are like that. That's what it is. Because you're not aggressive, because you're not yelling, screaming, doing all the other
Yeah.
shit. They think you soft.
So
they think you a
let me ask
lame.
a question. Is it a situation where he wants to protect the image? Do you remember when Sean Paul a couple months ago, I think it was last year, with Steph London and Jada Kingdom,
Yeah.
and he was like, we shouldn't be clashing.
We shouldn't be doing.
blah, blah,
Women
blah.
shouldn't be clashing.
Do we think
right.
that is the same concept with Masicka, that clashing doesn't always bring out the best in your image, and maybe he's going for more commercial?
I think so because remember he signed to Def Jam, so it's like all that you got to protect that. You got to protect.
That's what I
his
was
brand.
thinking. Maybe that's why he's
So it's
holding
like
back.
certain things like
He can't
you can't
say.
say and what's
Right.
not. So
I agree. So
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why we know the potential, but it's like it's bigger than this.
Yeah,
It's
it
big-
is.
it
But
is
then we
bigger
also
than
have to
this.
remember, I think this is how people get washed down into the program of signing with labels. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you end up holding back because you don't want to mess up what's there. But in the same
Yeah.
breath, it's like, this is their culture. Like,
That's
this
true.
is why they want you. This
I
is
mean,
why
and
they
I just feel like that.
signed you.
And to your point, it's so funny that you said that. That's what I feel like is somewhat of the disconnect between when dancehall artists sign to American record labels. That's it right
Like
there.
that part
That
gets
is
washed
literally
away.
right there. You are somewhat watered down,
because
right?
I look at it, not to cut you, I look at it as it though, like say like you want to sign me, you're gonna lay whatever out on that table. I gotta be that, how to read that fine print, like
you follow
But
the
I think
program.
there's
I
so
gotta
many
follow-
benefits
You gotta follow
that
the
you probably
program.
like, maybe, I mean, this could be made up, but maybe it's like, what are the odds that I'm going to get into a clash? Let me sign this. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think a lot
don't
of
know.
artists sometimes they think some of the stuff are far fetched, right? They don't
Yeah,
see
they
further
don't
than what
do
it
that.
is.
Right,
so
right,
this is
right.
an opportunity of a lifetime.
Like, why
they're
would I
thinking
let
about,
this
I got
out?
to change my life, my
True.
family,
Exactly.
whatever. And some artists are like, you know what? I just want this because I want to take the exposure and I want to go from level A to level C just a little bit quicker.
yeah.
And I'm not mad at that. I do think that to a certain extent, again, I don't have any much insight on this part, but I do think to a certain extent, for whatever reason, there was some holdback between Masicka, right?
I think it was more of a brand, not a branding issue, but there was something is there, and we know this, like you said, like if we go back to Masicka back in the day
when he was
growing,
like,
I think now that we have this conversation, maybe it is probably a label thing. Maybe he has to hold back because
I don't know if it's a label thing. It
Not a
could be
label
like
thing,
that could be a
image.
factor. I agree, that could be a factor. But also, I think also, my son is a king. Okay, and sometimes every king don't want to stoop down to tussle with a peasant. Okay, not every time I don't want. As a king, as a queen, I don't want to. Sometimes I don't have. Sometimes I don't have the energy to want to tussle with a peasant, or sometimes I don't have the energy to want to tussle with someone that I might believe or might think is a little bit beneath me. So I might give you a little something, but am I about to get low down and dirty with you? Maybe not so much. I think that played a factor in maybe Masicka's delivery and the way he came hard. Like, okay, listen, I'm really here. No disrespect to Sean Storm, no disrespect to Tommy Lee and all of that. But let's call a spade a spade. Sean Storm and Tommy Lee are not on the level of Masicka and Dancehall in 2025. That's just what
I think in terms of commercialization.
No, and we're gonna talk numbers. If we're gonna talk impact, if we're gonna talk influence, we're gonna talk album sales. We're gonna talk records. We're gonna talk visuals. We're gonna talk everything across the board.
When it comes to that, with like the impact is different.
Well, okay, maybe not impact. Maybe we can argue on impact, right? Okay, let's say we can argue on impact.
Commercial, more commercial.
Commercial, yes, 100%. Right, and
but
also,
impact, I mean, Tommy Lee got a grip on people.
I was telling somebody, like, I told him, class, you don't win a war without the streets and stage performance.
That's a fact.
Those two things are made. Once you have the streets, it's nothing else you can. And that's what Tommy Lee would have over Masicka.
I agree. That is true. That I can, as a Masicka fan, I can 100% say that I do know. Okay, so then what about the numbers and what about the impact and the influence? How does that play a role in how you win the clash?
We wasn't going by numbers.
We just wasn't going by numbers.
Agreed.
We was going by numbers. As you said, stage performance,
and
discussions and lyrics. Like, who had the biggest punch? And I think. And I read some of the stats or whatever just to put it out there. But in reality, this didn't matter. When Gaza and Gully was going on, who gave a fuck if you was a million views? They didn't give a fuck about that.
A couple days ago, I was even listening to The Genius talking, like the way we used to record Movada and Carter. Like, he pointed out one point, like, Movada just recording, and all he did, Carter just pulled the door and just closed it right back. So it's like, if we had that same similarity with Tommy Lee and Masicka, on the same rhythm, I think the clash would be way bigger than what it is.
I think that, and that actually pushed us to another point of the speed of it with social media and the longevity. I feel like back then we had time to ponder on the song, whereas now it almost felt like I think the last couple songs for Tommy Lee and Masicka,
I couldn't even keep up. Honestly, we drop a slip. I'm wake up 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, damn, Tommy Lee records.
If you really look at it, that's how the Gaza and Gully used to be.
Quick, you say I gotta respond.
But the thing is that we had time to ponder. I feel like now everybody.
Did we have time to ponder?
I don't think so. No, because in Jamaica and the Caribbean, it was fast like that.
No, but I don't remember now with social media is like. I don't know, like something about this don't feel the same. Like I feel like people are trying to force certain things.
It's social media. You got to blame social media for that.
It's social media.
I mean, it has messed with our attention span.
Because like, if we really talk about it, it's what? I mean, whenever this airs.
A lot of people are just saying Masicka because that's Masicka's favorite. A lot of people saying Tommy because it's Tommy favorite. But they don't really study the artist.
But look at it now. Where the next this? It's been a couple days, and they were going every single night.
Like I was telling somebody,
how much longer are they gonna go?
Out to the
but
clash,
you know what it is? Sting should have been the next thing up.
Not to cut you, but I'm saying out to the clash between Masicka and Tommy Lee, the best song that's gonna have the streets is the Control song by Tommy Lee. Jesus Like System, don't get me wrong, System is wicked.
Yes, System is deep.
Death Row.
I just played System on my way over here. Please.
Wicked. Yeah. But at the end of the day, people are gonna go with the streets, what the streets is saying. Like this, the Tommy Lee Out of Control song. That's
So, being that you're a DJ, right? What makes you pull a Clash song months later? So I know we were just discussing, like, a lot of people, well, me at least, and other people are saying, like, this happened too fast. How do we know if this is gonna be a good song later? Like, will you pull any of these songs later on?
Everybody have their own opinion. To me, I know what's a good song from what's not a good song. Sometimes my friends laugh me, and then a few months later, like, yo, you was right, bro.
I mean,
Okay,
but
so
you
are
have
you
experience.
currently playing any of the Tommy Lee disc records?
I already
I
have
don't think-
mixtapes with the
all
whole
the whole thing.
But do you feel like it marinated enough for us to hear it in a club?
That's on the DJs. That's on the DJs.
Because I feel like
some of
I
these
do
DJs,
think there are some of the
DJs
records we can
nowadays-
play in the club. I'm driving to work screaming
the
fuck your
only
system.
one I hear is Pitch Patch, It's Scratch. Like that
Because
one.
all
I
that-
drove to work this morning playing fuck your system.
Yeah, because the
I also
DJs.
drove saying, I want to do them. I want to do that. Like, so I think maybe, I get it.
Like I
Music
said,
is
the
subjective.
DJs, most DJs just gonna wait till the song hot nowadays just to play it.
To play it, right?
And
Just to
that's
get on
supposed
the
to be like
trend.
that.
Right.
But like I was telling my homeboy last week, I was like, yo, this class song came out by Friday, Saturday, the whole dance is mashed up because of these songs. Like, because the DJs not doing the work. They don't care about that.
What you mean?
What do they care
They're
about?
not doing they just care about the fame and the
In the cloud?
you
Like the
ask
hype?
I asked majority of these DJs, they don't even have none of the Masicka songs or Tommy Lee song on the laptop.
Because and that goes back to my point. Are these songs? Did we get enough time to marinate these songs?
It can be because that's the DJ job. Introduce people to new music.
Introduce
That's
people to the
true, too.
music. Yes, I was about to say.
Don't wait
that
till the
is
song
DJ's
is hot,
job. It's
right.
the DJ's job. I remember, like, it's so fun. Not even I remember. I still do this to this day. Like, my friends joke on me all the time and be making fun of me. I go to the after hours spot. I don't only go to the after hours spot because I just want to party till 7 o'clock in the morning. I go to the after hours spot because I want to hear the new tune. Then why?
like-
Because I can't find those tunes on Instagram because I don't
Right.
have the time, right? And I'm not about to swarm through YouTube for the next hour or two.
That's why-
So what I do, I just take myself to the after hours spot and just listen to what a DJ saying. Every time a DJ play a song, I just Shazam.
that's why-
I ask the person next to me what's
And
the
that's
song,
why
and that's how I hear a
that's why
lot
I
of
do
new
mixes
tunes.
now. That's why I do a lot of mixes because I want to let people know the new music.
Y'all know how I feel about this. Bring back the fucking mixes, bro.
Bring the
back-
mixes
So,
back,
like,
2026,
I always
please.
tell DJs, like, SoundCloud
No, but for
is
real, like
you gotta start,
SoundCloud,
like,
bro, I be on SoundCloud before 2000 and it's what I think is like 2018, 2019. I used
yeah.
to be on SoundCloud. Like, which one can I pick now?
because the DJs
Bro, I'm
get,
listening to the same one over and over again.
because the most time the DJs don't, they just get carried
don't wanna
away.
take the
They don't
time
wanna-
to do
Yeah, they
it.
don't. Like, they get
And I
their
feel
money
like
now.
that
They
goes
just
back
wanna-
to our point earlier when we were saying like how we learned about music. Like I was learning about music, like me going to Jamaica.
You, go to
were doing
Jamaica.
YouTube.
I
You
was
were
walking
to Moody
from
Records.
Bronxwood to Moody's,
But
right?
all of these were like low key in a weird way mixes of different sorts.
Right.
Now that we're in the age of social media, now I see people on TikTok, they're doing the mixes live and stuff like
Yes,
that.
that DJ
but
guy,
why
yes.
are we still keep like that's still a way for people to learn? Nobody's going on Apple Music every Friday listening to your music. Yes, I am to a
Yeah.
certain extent. I
But-
don't want to hear playlists.
I
I
think
want to hear you be like, "Ba-na-na-na." Like I want to hear that
I think
shit.
though the dynamics have changed. The way people consume music has changed. The way people
Yeah,
watch
everything
video,
changed now.
everything has changed. So you
Everything
and
has changed
I
now.
will sit here and say, "Yo, we want to do this," but there's about 6 million people who are from the age of
Yep.
18 to 25 that completely disagree with us. That
no,
will
but
not
that's
consume
its
music
own
that
age
way.
group. But what about our age group? Like I feel like that's what happens.
Even that
sometimes in
changed
music.
too.
Really?
That changed too. Yeah.
So am I just old?
I don't
I mean,
think
I'm
so.
older than you, so I don't know.
No, because I love mixes. I feel like this is the time I would want to listen to a mix because
That's
now
why
I can hear the
just
song
dropped a
play
new.
by
I just
play.
dropped a new mix last week. Like,
You did? We're gonna link this in the bio.
What about the mixes that the DJs will not stop talking? Because there's a lot of mixes that DJs don't, they just
Really?
don't shut up.
Yeah, some of them would be
And like-
too much. It'd be
Like,
a
I don't-
whole
I-
story time.
I'm down to hear who you are in the beginning of the song, but like I don't need you to chime in every like 4 minutes to remind me who you are. We'll party
Right.
at Black and White
Yeah.
party next week, Friday the 17th. We're going to Brooklyn dance. So like I'm cool on that, and I feel like that's a lot of mixes that are good have that in there, and somebody like me doesn't want to listen because I don't
That's
want to
true.
hear about the next party for the
just
next
wanna-
week. You can just tell me your name at the beginning and tell me at the end, and that's it. So the
Yeah.
mixes that some that I've been listening to, and again, I'm sure that there's some out there that are not like this. They're promoting. They're promoting their page. They're promoting a party. It's like a whole marketing thing. It's
Right.
like, okay, I don't want to hear this shit now because you selling me a ticket. You're not
True.
listening. I'm not listening to a mix now. I'm hearing,
Right.
yo, where am I buying tickets to the party on the 16th in Brooklyn? And I'm just like, I just want to hear the new Masicka and Tommy Lee shit.
Right. So, but see, that's my thing. I kind of enjoy those sometimes because when you're on a long road trip or something like that,
Yeah,
you want to
actually,
hear,
you wanna
like
hear,
it
like,
keep
it
you,
be- it
you know,
it give you a vibe.
It make you feel like
Yeah.
you at a party and you're
Yeah.
not. Boo.
no, but when you on a 3-4 hour drive driving, and
You think I'm on a 3 or 4 hour drive driving, right? You think in the middle of you're going from Rich Checks to Passenger Princess that I want to hear all white party mingles this right? I don't want to hear that, bro.
That part, no, but I
No.
do want to hear the DJ sometime, like hype you up. I don't want to hear when the next party is. Put on. We got social media for a reason.
That's
Because once upon a
what
time,
you
that
call
was
a
social media.
promo mix.
That's it. I feel like a lot of them are promo mix.
No, but every single one of them is a promo
I'm getting
mix.
invited to an all white party and I don't want to go.
That's
a
the way.
lot
I
of
just wanted to hear
promoters-
Masicka and Tommy Lee. That's it.
Yeah, a lot of promoters be asking me to do that. I'm like,
So, and I just feel like with the mixes, there are such good mixes, but what spoils them is the marketing and the promotion. But
That's
in their
why-
defense,
Do you do that?
as in, the
Like, do you like do promos?
I do.
in a mix?
But
Isn't that an organic way to get to the listeners
sometimes,
though?
like most upcoming artists will link me, and we sort out whatever, just to put it like sometime in the beginning of the mix, in the middle of the mix, like, and that's it, just to get to hear the song. Sometimes a lot of these artists be glad to just hear the song of my mixes, because
Okay.
it actually
They're getting
good.
organic streams, and they know that
Yeah.
people are gonna listen and not just be like, "Oh, that song is lit." People are gonna Shazam, or people are gonna be like, "Who's that?" And they're gonna like gain a fan and a
especially
supporter.
like new music and stuff like that. Like new mix, people like, yo, what song is this? So most of what I do now is like put a track list with in the description.
Yes.
And the description.
I always tell-
that
I
is
always-
so helpful.
And I always tell people that actually helps a lot of people. Instead of asking, they
Yes.
would know. Like,
what song it is.
I
right,
think it's
right.
DJ Tom or DJ something, and they
The
put
UK DJ that you're
some next guy, and they put the whole track. And
Because
I'm like,
it
I'm gonna
help-
show you
because
this.
I really want to know
it's
what
two ways.
song was
What
that.
song
Two
it
ways.
is,
It helps.
yes.
It helps. It helps people that want to know what the song. And number two, it helps bring that traction to your page. Because, for example, say I have like a vibes card to Christmas, and you type in vibes card to Christmas, and that list is in that song name is on the list. That's gonna come up with the mix too as well. with
That's
the
true.
song.
DJ
Oh, yeah.
Denny Hess.
that's my
Denny
homeboy from
Hess.
UK.
Yes,
Oh,
so
okay.
I follow him. We follow each other, and I love just the content. I just feel like it's so what's the word? It's just like easy, right?
is
It's
easy.
not too much. It's
It
easy.
just-
The songs are right there.
thing
The
is-
mix is right there,
the
and it's
thing
good.
is,
It's so simple.
That's cool,
Right.
but it's just the editing part is a problem.
Right, I
Yeah,
can only
right.
imagine what
That
the
shit is
editing
annoying.
looks like.
You gotta
it
be like
looks
this
so
to make
easy.
it.
That's why I use that word, and
So it's
no,
like-
no disrespect
I
to
used
the
to try
craft.
to do it like one, but I'm like, yo, this is take too much time.
Take too
And
much
ChatGPT can't help with that either.
No, but I feel like it looks so easy. It looks clean. It looks polished. It looks authentic. It's like I get a screen and I'm
I
listening
think
to
you
my
have one
songs
of like
and they're
one
right
of these
there.
cameras, because that's the new thing now. Once you have one of these cameras, you just plug it into your mixer. That's why it comes out so clean. You could even have like an iRig for your phone, and you just plug the thing right in your phone, and,
And
it,
it's-
comes, it records everything.
Thing. Oh, okay.
Interesting. So you know, one thing we didn't touch on with you is that you do producing.
Yeah.
Right. So you've been wearing many hats, but one of the last things I want to touch on is how did you transition from being a YouTuber, right? Then a DJ, and then now promoter, producer
Producing
kind of
records.
vibe. Like, how did I
Okay.
even? I mean,
My
they're all in the
first-
same line, but
It all started from online. Like, it has this guy named Stamagramma. He like, yo, I have a rhythm, but I want to put some artists on. I'm like, yo, I have, that time I know Masicka. I know Diablo, which is governor now. Like,
right.
So I'm like, all right, I know these few people, and I just put some more artists on it, and then
So you did all that?
I just made that connection. Like, that was
Okay.
it. From BBN days, like.
BBM. Oh my God,
Like,
I haven't heard that
like,
in so long.
So so all that
Yeah,
connection
yeah.
come
Took it
from
back.
me just uploading music online and stuff like that. So that was 2012, and then I fully went after high school, which I graduated 2012. And Kisco was like, big up Kisco, like people was like, yo,
Take it.
my studio's right here, right up the back from me. Like, bro, let's do something. So from there, I just started into producing.
went-
So basically, he actually like be the one like, yo,
Got you into producing.
yeah.
So
I really.
So as a producer, how do you compare Gully versus Gaza with Tommy Lee now?
Yeah, it's way different. It's way, way different. Like,
Really?
all we want is to them to be on the same rhythm.
So
Same
what
rhythm.
makes it different? The fact that so for those who don't understand, right? I like to break it down. When he says the same rhythm, he means a beat, Number
the
one.
beat, sorry.
So he's saying that the difference between Vybz Kartel and Movado's Clash and Tommy Lee and Masicka is that Tommy Lee and Masicka are making diss records, right? And they're talking about each other
And that's with their
on
own
diss record
producers.
with their own producers and their own engineers and things of that nature. Versus what you're saying is being on the same rhythm, meaning the artist on the same beat. Right, meaning that
Same producer.
same producer, same engineer. Meaning you gotta ride the beat, right, to a certain extent. Which I definitely do think it makes it a little bit more difficult
That shit
because
is hard.
I want to diss you and I could just call up my homeboy, and be like, "Yo, get this record, get this beat that I know I can
Right,
flow
like,
on."
go with
Right,
my flow,
versus
exactly.
maybe the rhythm sometimes doesn't go with
That's
the
why you
artist's
gotta.
flow.
That's why you gotta challenge yourself. Like, but
Right.
you know these artists eager to get the best of them. Says like, you would never get that nowadays.
Is that the main thing that's different with a Clash?
Yep.
Let's say in
Nowadays,
2008
so
versus now, is that the artists are not rhyming or singing on the same beat, so we can't. It's like comparing apples to pineapples,
but
right?
You know what? It's kind of like, I see why Sting probably wouldn't even last now in this
Yeah,
feature.
exactly.
It's because you're gonna have 12 different producers on one stage because there's so many beats. When you can have one producer drop in one rhythm, and all they gotta do is press replay. It's challenging.
It is. It's really is. But we just want that authentic dancehall vibe, like back in the days. Like that's all we.
That's true.
I think that they should have did that. They didn't have to do it
Yeah,
every
but
song.
like I
They could have
said-
took one rhythm and we both go on it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I think that should be round one. You were on the same beat, right? You go, I go, right?
Like, for
round
example-
two, the beat changes, and then
Yeah.
your diss is my diss, but we're still on the same.
Like for
we're-
example, not to cut you, same thing with the TJ and Valiant. See like how they went back for the old rhythms,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
voice on it. I see the excitement it brings.
Right.
That's
That
what
was
we- that's,
short-lived.
that's what we really needed.
Right. Because I feel like that's when we can really see your talent, because
Yep.
anybody can call their producer that knows them well
And that knows how
do
to
it.
sound and put it
Right, and
together.
knows how to build a beat.
So
for
what about
their
Jada
sound.
and Steph London?
I feel like their this record, they were coming blow for blow, and I feel like
That's personal. There was, between them, that was personal.
it was personal, but I feel like lyrically they were still doing their thing. If they were able to be on the same beat, I feel like they're both lyrical beings that they can actually do that. And it not that it's sad, because I love dancehall women. There always will be,
Like
especially
I always
smart,
tell people,
but
I don't choose. I'm all for dancehall.
but I feel like they kind of brought it back a little bit, because there was everybody was with their own producer, with their own whatever, and there was no competition. Like, how can you be a competition if everybody have their own personal thing?
But I think a part of a clash is, and correct me if I'm wrong, a part of a clash is it gets a little personal, right? A lot of people didn't know that whatchamacallit, that Movado was a barber boy. A lot of people didn't know that Movado's brother is a homosexual, right? Yeah.
That's another topic.
Yeah, right. So it is personal, right? The same thing with certain things about Masicka and Tommy Lee that maybe fans necessarily didn't know, but guess what? That is a part of a clash, that people are exposing your personal information and they're using it to diss you.
but I feel like being on the same rhythm,
the lies,
because it do be lies.
Sometimes, but
it is.
The way that they lie is like, yeah, I believe him. But it's all a lie.
I think also that takes away from the culture of the clash, because why? What used to make a clash so good is that the truth hurts, right? So when people was pulling facts, they're like, oh shoot, Movado's brother really is homosexual. Oh, he really is. So then it's like, okay, if you're just spurting out BS and it's not factual, I don't know how enticing it is.
It depends on how
what you're saying.
It depends on how you put it, because sometimes it could just be fabricated. Like, maybe it's a part of it.
It's true, right?
But you said it so nice and so lyrical.
I brought it to another level,
right?
And
Like,
there's
I
some truth
forgot
to
that this
it.
shit was a lie.
Okay.
That's why.
But then I don't think this. For me, if we're about to go lie for lie, I feel like it's arguing with a fool. I'm not about to argue with you. You gotta come with facts, and I think that's what makes it enticing, right? So we could all sit here and rhyme up some lies.
That's why it calls counteraction.
That's true.
you could lie about whatever. I'm gonna come correct it. Like, yo, I did such and such. But
I mean, because if we think
so
about
okay, so you are addressing it and then bringing the truth to it. If somebody just come with a lie because they're trying to diss you, okay, I love that.
but it's almost like Bounty Killer with Vibes Cartel. He was saying some things that I'm sure probably wasn't true, and that shit was nasty. Bounty Killer versus Vibes Cartel. That shit wasn't bad.
That Masicka and Tommy Lee clash really makes me go back to like the Dark Cartel. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, like y'all don't even
want to go down
y'all
that
don't even
road.
know that shit crazy.
Yeah, hello, you never hear Seven just said he's the one who told me about Mavado's brother. You just learned that today. You
see
never
what
know
I'm
such
talking
about.
about?
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Wait, that's his brother?
That's Mavado's brother.
I'm getting into that.
Right,
wait, no.
Excuse me.
Later.
I don't.
I ain't
Excuse
getting
me.
into that.
Excuse me. I don't know them personally.
She just
Allegedly.
she heard it in the song.
Allegedly,
She heard it in the song, so that's why she
I
trying
heard
to.
allegedly, but I also heard in the streets of Jamaica that they're half brothers. I don't know how true that is.
I'm not
That could
Jamaican,
be a
so-
lie.
Not
Right, and listen.
Jamaican.
I love my Jamaican people, but I know so when we get dark and we get cool and low, sometimes some things could come out, and it might not be that factual. But I say that to say that bringing the truth, which we all know the truth sometimes hurt. I think that's also what's kind of the heart of dancehall is bringing
It's
out
not
some
a
truth
diss.
that people
It's
don't know.
more so just
You've been hiding
exposing
this.
it.
You've been
Yeah.
hiding for whatever reason. You don't want nobody to know, right? You might not want to know that your brother, your half brother, might be bisexual. You might not want to know that you got a baby mom here or your other.
Yeah.
You might not want people to know, but guess what? In the clash, it's about to come to the forefront.
Facts. So with the whole clashing, right? Even learning new things about Mavado, we learn new things about people, right? I think we spoke a little about earlier, but how do we decide a winner? Or is there because
Is there a winner?
Because
Is there
Gully
ever a
versus
winner?
Gaza, was there even a winner?
There's so
Really?
many people that say Mavado won, and so many people say Cartel
or is it
won.
just an open space discussion?
I think it's an open space discussion. They won't declare a win until like both of them on stage and performing.
But who declares that win?
I think the
I think
fans.
the fans, but the fans is being biased.
The
towards
fans are
everything.
being
That's
biased.
true.
I'm just not
Because
okay.
if
Think about
your
it. The fans
niche
that
is
way.
here-
The fans that Sting. The
No.
fans at Rumfest.
I think I think the
Reggae
social.
Fest.
Right.
I mean, the social media now deciding that's just like
And that's also,
a waste of time.
That's like
I mean, because
payola
World
type
Music
shit.
Reviews have posted the streaming numbers between Masicka and Tommy Lee. I don't know
But
if
we
you guys
spoke
have
about
seen
though,
this.
because before we weren't going by numbers, we were going by lyrics.
Should just by
Right.
lyrics.
Okay.
So,
Right. So I agree. We were going by lyrics.
So has it changed? Like, are we now doing numbers or?
I would say change now because that's how they portray it as
a winner,
numbers.
Like,
as a
corporate
numbers
level,
game, right?
yes.
And I personally don't think that the numbers declare
Because
that you're a
those could
winner
be fabricated.
because the numbers have said that. Oh, right, let's just call a spade a spade. The numbers have said that. Hey, Masicka music is streaming more than, disc records are streaming more than Tommy Lee. But if you
Right.
go down to Jamaica, you go down to the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, the streets is saying, from
Tommy
what I've
Lee.
heard, Tommy Lee won. And I'm a Masicka fan. You know, it might
That's
hurt
what
me a
I'm
little bit to
saying,
say
like
that.
I
but
always said,
the,
like-
the streets is saying Tommy Lee.
And the
but the
internet
internet,
is saying
right,
Masicka.
when it
Something
comes to the
else.
streaming world and these platforms and
Yeah.
the labels and the bloggers and all this other bullshit, they're saying Masicka, but they're saying Masicka. Why? I feel like because Masicka is the bigger artist, right? He has a
Yep.
bigger influence. He
That's
has a
so
bigger
true.
impact. When
Right.
we're talking about
Globally.
international,
Right.
global scale, we're gonna
say that.
But when we're gonna talk about the nitty gritty, we're gonna talk about the art. We're gonna
Right.
talk about the streets.
Tom Lee.
They're going with Tommy
Right.
Lee.
So I think it's safe to say that when it comes to clashing, there's no, like, you would have to be defeated on the ground.
But I think
I think
with
it's
that
more so
it
open.
helps both artists in a sense of
It shows them. I think
sure.
Yeah.
it brings Tommy Lee to a different place. It brings
Oh
Masicka
yes,
to
it's a different place.
So-
There's a lot of artists. There's a lot of people I know that were Masicka
both
fans
of
and
them
then Tommy Lee.
fans gonna go listen to Tommy Lee's songs. So it's
Right,
like,
they have no
it
choice.
bring
To-
that
to have that
It bring
discussion.
that it bring that
Not for
thing to
nothing.
it.
Prior to this, like I listen to Tommy Lee here and there. I'm not necessarily
Right.
a Tommy Lee
Not
fan or a
Tommy Lee.
Spartan fan. I've seen him perform. I think Tommy Lee
A
is
lot-
great
a
at
lot
what
of
he
people
does.
Right.
underestimate Tommy Lee.
You know what? And I'm a
All
girl.
I'm
I love
saying-
an underdog.
all
And I
I'm
think Tommy
saying-
Lee showed that. Listen, I might be an underdog, but I'm not one to be played with, and I respect that.
Everybody say, "Oh, you're not hearing nothing." Tommy Lee said, "That's what Tommy Lee been doing for the past."
Right.
How
But
much-
then
right,
notice how he cleared up his voice and
Because he
came
know
back.
what he's doing because
Yeah.
he's seeing
It's a
what
give-
everybody
it's a
is
game.
saying. So it's like,
Right.
yeah.
So I think overall, I think it's safe to agree that this is when it comes to clashing, it's an open end
Yeah.
agreement.
Is it open? Like I said,
Right.
music is subjective, right?
Right.
There are you two might say, "Oh my God, Tommy Lee won," and
Right.
I might be like,
To
"Oh
me,
well,
I don't think
Masicka won."
none
And
of
I don't
them
think
won.
there's a winner.
I just like the song.
Right.
The best songs in that clash it's two of them have like Dirt Day,
Dirt Day,
Control,
for sure.
and then for Masicka, you have Death Row and System.
Yeah.
System.
Those are the only two songs I like for
That
both.
like
So
stand
wait,
out.
how do you feel about Revelation in Vain?
No.
No? Okay.
Death Row
Oh, I hear-
Death Row give me the Masicka that I actually
That
wanted,
you wanted,
from
right?
first.
From the
vicious
beginning,
massacre,
yeah.
like the
Yeah,
like you know
right.
what I'm
And that's
saying, the
all- and that's-
raw,
and that's-
authentic massacre.
And that's all I was trying to explain to these fools. Like, I'm not hating on Masicka.
The
or nothing.
views
It's
of
like,
NuffTalk podcast will not
like
be
I really rate Masicka to the ground. Like every artist I rate to the ground, but
right.
that's
But
not
it's
his
the
full
open-ended
potential.
No, you're just
Yep.
no, and I love that. I think you're just being honest, and that's myself too. Like I said, I'm a Masicka fan, right?
Right.
I enjoy some of Tommy Lee's music, but I'm not a Tommy Lee fan. I wouldn't
Right.
say that, but
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. There were some records like Dirt Death, and I'm like, listen, look, I love Masicka to the death, but guess what? My friend, you lose this.
You
Like,
get that.
you,
Yeah,
you
you do
lost
that.
this
Right.
round, and it just is what it is.
And for
Right.
that song, like the video was like really creative. Like
Yeah.
nigga had people trending in TikTok with a broom and the Crocs. It's like
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
bring in war. Like
Yeah.
Right.
Creativity.
Right.
So
Creativity.
you have Vibes Squad to sing about Bounty Killer, a whole damn bounty up.
Yo, I didn't even want to bring that up.
So like,
I didn't want to bring that up.
it's just the art of war. To be
Right,
honest.
So-
right. And I think also it brings out a creative side in artists that we don't get to see all the time.
Often,
Even like
yeah.
like Masicka and
Because
Tommy
we get
Lee,
too
same
much-
thing. They don't do a lot of
we get
interviews,
too much,
right?
like,
They don't
commercialized
do. We
stuff.
get so much commercialized stuff.
And
We get
that-
mainstream
and that's to show
records.
you, like,
we don't get to see the nitty gritty of like
Exactly.
who we felt for
True.
Tommy Lee fans or Masicka
hungry
fans.
part of
The
them.
hungry part, or how we became a fan.
Exactly.
Right. I just get to see this mainstream version of you. This more like I'm a little distant. I'm not really in
Right,
the mix up.
right.
I'm not on the red carpet. I'm not on the clubs. I'm not doing the interviews. But you know what? I'm
What's the
producing.
different side of you?
I'm producing these great records, but it's like, Masicka, when I say your dog, we want to see it a
Right,
little
we wanna
bit.
see
Tommy
some
Lee, we
more.
know that you could really run niggas
Yeah.
down. We want to see that a little bit.
Right. So that's good though. Like I think overall, clashing and dancehall is here to stay, whether people like it or not. But
And people love it.
we
And
love
if you
it.
don't love it, that means you don't understand the culture.
You don't
We don't want you
understand
here
the
anyway,
Yeah,
boo.
they're just doing it just because
Yeah,
the
you're
hype.
just trying to be hype. Yeah, that means you don't know
Yeah, they
enough to be a
don't,
part of the
yeah.
culture, and
Exactly.
we don't want you here.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Period.
bye.
So that brings us to ending our discussion because clashing is a art.
Yeah, it
and
is
we
an
can go
art.
deep with different opinions. But where can the people find you on social media?
You could find me on Instagram at Gaza Prince with the 2 eyes, and SoundCloud Prince Music.
We're gonna have to all
YouTube. I don't
link in.
use YouTube like that, but you could find. Let's type
But
in
if you
Prince
want to
Music.
go back to
Yeah.
years ago, where I originated from,
Yeah,
you go on YouTube, okay?
So you could just type in my
Do a
name
history
anywhere.
lesson on YouTube, okay?
The man said to Google him, ladies
yeah,
and
Google
gentlemen.
it. Google.
The man said if you're
Google.
interested in learning a little bit about
Ask-
his history, go
ask-
ahead and Google
ask
him.
the method.
Google.com is so informative.
Chat
And I-
GPT
Chat-
him, okay?
Chat GPT. You
Chat
can go ahead and
GPT.
chat
Yeah.
GPT
Oh, you call
him.
that.
And then after this, you can go ahead and YouTube
shows
him on
literally
NuffTalk
like-
podcast, and you can learn
book
a
him
thing or
as a
two.
DJ, and then book him as a producer too.
Yeah, if you want. I
multi-talented.
also keep events also too. So if
Yes.
you have like my
So make sure y'all
birthdays
on
and stuff
it. What
like
is
that.
Image?
Image, which is in April, and then I have Image in the summertime.
Image like image.
No.
It's just a team that I use. That's,
Oh my
that's my event brand.
Reggae Fest when Elephant Man was backstage with Masicka
Oh, yeah.
and Lovato, and they were spraying all the cologne and
Image
I
is
watched
everything.
they were spraying all the cologne. I get sprayed, I couldn't breathe or nothing, and he's like, "Image, this is our image."
Yeah,
and I was
yeah,
looking
yeah.
at him, I'm like, I ain't gonna hide, that's some fly shit. I ain't gonna lie.
But yeah, you
But
can
that's-
find me on all platforms like Gaza Prince or Prince Music. Like,
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. We want to say thank you to our guests for
Thank
coming
you for
in.
coming,
Thank
giving
you.
your flowers.
I appreciate
Thank you
all
for-
of y'all too.
Yeah.
This is my first time doing a podcast, but it will be.
Wait,
Yeah,
this is
she
your
got-
first interview?
Yeah, she got me out the shell, so I don't really do
Wait,
these.
I didn't know that's your first podcast
yeah.
interview. Okay, clock it. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that for you.
That's
I like
my
that for
first.
us. Yeah.
But like I
it's a
said,
very safe space.
It's good to
so-
expand. It's good to
Yeah.
expand your brands and stuff like that.
And make people hear thoughts.
That's my focus for 2026 is
26?
to be more open up and more less.
And we're
antisocial.
starting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
we
start
love
out the new year
that.
right with that, so it's
It'll be
more
great.
fun. Yeah.
All right,
We
guys.
love that.
So thank you so much for
You're welcome.
joining NuffTalk
You're
Podcast.
welcome.
Make sure to follow us on all platforms: Instagram, YouTube,
Everywhere.
TikTok, everywhere. All right, guys. Thank
Everywhere.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Peace.